In the past, Black Friday was an Olympic sport where only the bravest athletes faced the pavement and got the best deals imaginable. I'm talking fist fighting each other for a $20 TV. But times have changed. Hi, I'm Athena, and I'm asking, do you really need to shop this Black Friday? I'm going to be completely honest with you. Most people watching this video are not in desperate need of anything this Black Friday. I'm going to start with a disclaimer that not all shopping is bad, and shopping on Black Friday is not necessarily bad either. After all, it is one of the times of year where if you really want or need something, you can get a pretty good deal. You can't get as good of a deal as you used to, but sometimes good deals are still to be had. But before you go out shopping, allow me to take you through a checklist to see if that's actually how you want to spend your day. I'm going to be honest, most people watching this video most likely do not need anything that a Black Friday sale has to offer. And if I'm going to be even more honest with you, most of these Black Friday sales are not even really good deals at all, and a lot of them are just normal prices that have been marked up the few weeks before and then brought right back down to where they started. Allow me to take you on a journey through a checklist that I created that will help you to decide whether or not you want or need to go Black Friday shopping this year. And before we get into that, I would love to please urge you to take a look around your home, see what you already have, and if you want to shop or need to shop, always consider secondhand first. Because we all know, we've seen the images of the landfills. There is way too much new stuff being created every day, and there's at least 6 generations worth of clothing on this planet if we stopped making stuff today. That being said, let's get into the checklist. Oh, and while we're going through that checklist, I decided that I'm going to take this old sweater that I have, and as you can see, or maybe you can't, but it does, it has a few holes in it. And I am going to take this needle felt and some yarn because I don't have any wool roving, but I do have wool yarn. And we're going to try to repair this sweater together while we go through that list. So the first thing on this list is, did I want or need this item before it went on sale? Now be honest with yourself. And sometimes you actually did. I'll give a really good example. About 3 years ago, I actually did do some Black Friday shopping, and it was because the socks that I like to wear are extremely, unreasonably expensive, coming out at around $15 a pair, which for any sane person, that is a bit much for a pair of socks. But since it had been over 5 years since I had bought any, and a lot of them were getting holes in them to the point where they were uncomfortable, and I do not know how to repair any sort of athletic wear that has holes in it when it comes to not feeling them on my feet, I decided I would look for a Black Friday deal. And I did find one. I ended up getting 20 pairs for $3.50 a pair versus $15 a pair. And that was the only thing that I got during Black Friday. So if you have been needing something for quite a while, or even if an urgent need comes up, and you've already looked for ways to source this item secondhand or repair it, then by all means, go and get yourself that good deal because you have really thought about this purchase. So if you guys remember back a year ago, this is actually the same foam from the mermaid costume video that I made out of recycled materials. This is some couch foam, but we're gonna be using that to stop it from felting the two sides of the sweater together. And this is actually going really well. I'm surprised. So you have to think, did you want or need this item before it went on sale? And in general, thinking about purchases before you make them is always the smart move, and giving yourself any sort of reasonable amount of time. A lot of companies rely on FOMO, or fear of missing out, in order to get you to not think about something before you buy it. So that sale that you feel like is only going to last today and that you will not get another chance, I can promise you. Items are cyclical with their sales and it will go on sale again. There is very rare instances where something will not go on sale again. Ask yourself, Has this item been on a want or a need list for at least a week, a month, maybe multiple months? And it can be really hard to resist a sale, especially if it's a really good one. But a way that I like to look at it is, did I know this item existed before I walked into the store? And if I did I want or need it before I walked into the store or before I heard about the deal? Secondly, if I didn't know this item existed, would I have wanted it before I had walked into the store or needed it before I walked into the store? Most of the time, just thinking about something for a second will make you realize you may not actually need or want this item. This is really cool. I honestly did not know if this was going to work. I've seen other people just do this. I have done a few needle felting before, but this might actually fix the sweater. The second thing on this checklist is, what's my Black Friday budget? Do I have one? And the answer for me is absolutely not. I will be enjoying my groceries and my mortgage this month because stuff's expensive out here. For some people, that might be $50, $100, $500, more. Good for you. When there is crazy big sales, everyone seems to forget that they do have a budget. And if you don't, you might want to consider finding out what your budget is. But because these budgets, whether they have already been realized or are still conceptual, go out the window, a lot of people end up not only feeling bad after their purchases, but having financial strain for maybe the next month, year, multiple years, or even credit card debt. And trust me, debt is not fun for anyone. So if something is over your budget and you can't make room for it, or if you have no budget at all, like me this year, there are a few questions to ask yourself. Is this item worth going into debt for? And sometimes the answer could be yes. But very rarely is it going to be for a new air fryer or something along the lines of anything you can find at a Black Friday sale. And I'm going to put a caveat in this that I am basically an acquaintance on the other side of a screen to you, and I don't know your financial situation. So I can't tell you to do something or not, but I can definitely recommend that you think about these things first. So if you do have budget money, decide what your budget is and decide how hard or soft of a limit you want on that budget. If something's $5 over, are you going to say no? Are you going to heavily consider it? Or are you going to let that slide? And if so, how many of those extra $5 can you allot? I know a lot of people like to do holiday shopping during this time for gifts, and that is perfectly a wonderful thing to do, especially if you can get stuff on sale. So you have to also ask for that. How much budget do I have for each person? Is each person get the same budget? Is the budget for each person slightly different? And the final thing you need to remember about budgeting, especially when there's a good sale, is if it's over your budget, no matter how good the sale is, you're still losing money. And for my friends that might have trouble sticking to their said budgets, another thing I can recommend is make a list and stick to it. Lists have been around for such a long time, and there's a good reason why. They work. If you go in with a mission plan, you are less likely to leave with something that you absolutely didn't need and maybe didn't even want. Everybody knows that feeling when you go into the grocery store and you are very hungry, and somehow you end up with 37 snacks and nothing that you actually needed. And the best way to do this list is to write down everything that you want or need, and now would be a good time, definitely before the day of. And honestly, even a week ago would have been better, but things happen and this video is coming out now, so hello. Write down a list of everything that you might want or need out of a Black Friday sale. Have your list? Good. Now you're going to take that list and you are going to narrow it down to the things that you actually want or need. And for some people, that might not be a hard thing to narrow down. You might have nothing that you need to take off that list. And for some people, once you think about the reasons why you might want or need that item, the item might just cross itself off. The next thing you should consider before Black Friday shopping is right in front of us. Ask yourself, instead of buying something new, would I be able to repair this? And if not, would I be able to live without it? And just like this sweater, I actually had something about 2 weeks ago that I use every single day break. My Instant Pot. And living without it for the past 2 weeks has made life very, very challenging. But I still don't plan on buying one this Black Friday, and I will tell you exactly why. Without the Instant Pot, I still am surviving, and I do plan on using the Instant Pot again. I do know that repair cafes happen once a month in my area, and they do include small kitchen appliances and small household appliances. I did miss my window for those types of repair cafes, but I do believe that there will be some this upcoming spring. Which means that if I don't figure out a way to repair it myself before then, I will have to go until March or April without this thing, which is going to be hard, but I really don't want to have more techno trash in the landfill. And I firmly and confidently believe that there is a way to repair this thing. For those of you that can't wait that long, I am definitely not shaming you if you have something that's broken and you don't think you can feasibly repair it or go without. Honestly, it is really great that you are even considering those things in the first place, and if you can't, that you are only buying what you need to replace and not just some random new thing that you saw while you were walking through the store. And if you would like to try to repair something or wait on that item, just know the sale will come back. The sale always comes back. Along that note of repairing or waiting, there is always the other magical option of getting it secondhand. And if you know me, you know I love a good thrift store, and you know that I love a good secondhand find. Buying something secondhand does not increase the demand nearly in the same way for the item that buying something new would, and it is keeping something out of a landfill and giving it a second life. I know a lot of thrift stores will not be doing Black Friday sales because a lot of them already have very reasonable prices, but if they are in your area and you want or need something and you've already gone through your checklist, you've already thought about these things for at least before you walked into the store, then that is a great way to shop this Black Friday. And recently I've been seeing a lot of hate online about people gifting or buying secondhand. I don't know if it's everywhere on the internet or just in my little corner, but I think that the stigma behind buying secondhand gifts or even just buying secondhand items needs to stop. There is so much on this earth and so many resources that if these things are not used again and again, will be wasted. And there is nothing wrong with wanting to buy something that has already been pre-used and pre-loved. If anything, you are doing the earth and, for the most part, your wallet a big favor. Repairing wool sweaters actually takes quite a while. I've been doing this video for at least 40 minutes now and I am still on the first hole. But it is definitely worth it because this sweater will be easily wearable once I am done. And if you do decide to do this and you do have one of these needles, you know how sharp they are, so please be careful and do not stab your fingers. I've done it before, it's very painful. Another question you might want to ask yourself, especially for non-consumable goods, is what is the quality of the item I want to purchase and how long do I think it's going to last me? Whether it's a short or long time, another follow-up question would be, whether it be a short or long time that you think this item might last you, you have to ask yourself, when this item inevitably reaches its end and I can no longer repair it, I cannot donate it, I cannot do anything with it, what is the end of life for this product? In terms of things like furniture, clothing, accessories, home decor, ask yourself, do I see myself loving and cherishing this item, or at least using this item in a year? In 5 years? In 10 years? The longer you believe that item to last and the longer you believe that you're going to love this item is a stronger case for you getting it. Another question, and this one I just thought of, is do I already have an item that's fulfilling this purpose at home? And sometimes you might want variety, but it is definitely good to think about just to see if you already have something that can fill its purpose. And the final question you should ask yourself is, do I really want to go out after Thanksgiving? Do I really want to go out on Friday when everyone else is out, waiting up at 3 a.m., trampling each other? Because the answer for me is absolutely not. And I've had a tradition on Black Friday for as long as I was an adult to not go shopping. And on the rare cases when I do, it is usually a quick online order for something very specific like those socks 3 years ago. But my tradition on Black Friday is to actually go out in nature and touch grass essentially. Even though where I live, there really isn't that much grass left at this time of year, I love going hiking on Black Friday. But if hiking's not your thing, that's okay. Maybe you just want to sleep in. Or maybe you just want to do nothing, and that's okay. Doing nothing is not a bad thing, and you don't always have to be productive. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and thank you for listening to me talk while I fix my sweater. And this hole is actually almost completely fixed. It's going to take quite a bit more, but I am confident that I can fix it. And sometimes confidence is all you need, even if you don't have the skill. Thank you for spending time with me, and I look forward to seeing you again really soon. I hope that you have a day just as beautiful as you are, and I love you so, so much. Bye.